Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Suds News. As always, I am Vinny, along with my awesome co-host, Angela, and we've got a lot to talk about today as we go on and basically talk about the memorial that was for Dr. Monica Quartermaine.
So good.
Anyways, as always, we are here. Obviously, we are here on another shady Sunday due to my work schedule. So we won't be live tomorrow, obviously. But it's fun having a shady Sunday edition, as always, as I see Steve and Chad and Susan all in the chat already. Come on, join the fun. If you're on Twitter, if you're watching on Twitter, go ahead and throw some comments in there. If you're watching on Facebook, same thing. Angela, how have you been? How was your week?
It was good. I'm paying attention. I'm just like sending the link around. It was good. It's been crazy busy. I've just been crazy busy with. We'll get to that, Bob. That's on our list. Don't worry. We're just saying hello first. Simmer down. Simmer down. So eager this morning. Yeah, it's been good. Just really busy trying to get so much.
Oh yeah, I get it.
All that fun stuff. But it's good. I'm doing a lot of great, exciting things, and yeah, just
awesome.
I live in General Hospital.
Glad to hear it. I also want to go ahead and thank we are now up to 262 subscribers on YouTube. So thank you so much for subscribing and tuning in, because we're marching on our way to 500. Once we hit 500, we could be monetized through YouTube, and it's going to help out tremendously. But I do want to thank everybody for that, for
Thomas
subscribing,
coming in and choosing violence right away. All right. Sorry, go ahead. Yes, it's wonderful, our subscribers, but somebody's like, already choosing violence.
But when we come back to you, because obviously we're not going to be here tomorrow. We're going to be back with you on October 6th, which will be the first Monday in October. I will be coming from a new studio, so big move next weekend. So that's got me stressed and frazzled along with work. So it's going to be a very big weekend for me. Dockside at the Bay is already recorded for next week, for next Thursday. So keep that in mind. It'll be Thursday, the 2nd of October at 12 noon is our next episode of Dockside at the Bay. All right. We've got a lot of people already. The chat is going wild. So
I know. They really like us.
So let's go ahead and let's start from the beginning. Bob asks, do we have GH this week because of baseball?
Okay. I have the answer to this question. Mostly. We do have GH this week. ABC is planning on airing GH Monday through Friday. However, Tuesday and Wednesday, the East Coasters that get it at 3 o'clock will not get it at 3 o'clock. They're going to either have to watch it that night on Hulu. There's rumors that they might show it earlier in that time zone. I don't know yet. I have a question into PR and Varney, so we'll see. And I'll keep you guys updated on that. But they are planning on airing it all 5 days in the rest of the time zones. It's just the 3 o'clock on the East Coast will not get it at 3 o'clock because the wild card. Definitely Tuesday and Wednesday, wild card. Thursday depends on what happens Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yep.
So stay tuned, but you'll be able to see it. They're not planning on preempting it completely any day as far as they've put out. And they've known that this was the schedule forever. So. And
luckily I'm in Connecticut where we're still at 2 o'clock, so we shouldn't have to worry about it.
I'm so jealous.
All right. Next, we have Thomas coming in saying, I'm glad GH respected the character of Monica and Carly and Sunny in hibernation. And I see you cracking your knuckles and you're ready for a fight, especially because Thomas said shady Sunday, Angela.
Sunny, we are in 100% agreement about Sunny. But the thing about Carly, first let me say, I'm fine that Carly wasn't there. I wanted her there, but I'm not like pissed that she wasn't. But Carly should have been there. She is Michael's mother, the mother of her oldest grandchild. She is Jason's person. Even if they're not together, she is his biggest support system. And Monica and Carly made peace. Would you pull yourself? I know, he's ridiculous. My dog is very upset with you, Thomas. I'm just saying, he's beside himself. He's little, but he's got big anger at you. Anyway, they made peace. Monica and Carly made peace before Jason and Carly's wedding. Monica hugged her at the wedding. Monica encouraged Carly and Jason to duck out of their reception early to go start their honeymoon early. And then after Jason died, Monica was talking to the family and talking about how happy he was the day he married Carly. And she was so happy that she had that memory. Monica and Carly made peace. They did. Period. End of story. And Lucy was there.
Yeah.
And not only was Lucy there, she spoke. Lucy had an affair with Monica's husband, stole him, married him, and then tortured the Quartermaines for years with that 1% of stock she got in the divorce. Yeah. Carly's big crime was that she wanted to raise her child. Tony and AJ were both telling her they were going to take the kid away. And even when everybody was being total dicks to her at the Quartermaines, she still brought Michael over there all the time so Lila could see him. She did that. Yeah. She didn't keep she didn't keep them from having a relationship with Michael. Even after Sonny adopted him, she still did that. And AJ and Carly pretty much made peace too. And Carly did not kill AJ. Carly didn't find out about AJ getting killed until after the fact. So that shit ain't on her either. No. But it's just this whole people lumping Sonny and Carly in together makes me fucking crazy. They are two different people and they have two different relationships with people. Again, I was fine that she wasn't there, but she should have been. I think the main reason she wasn't is that she's already ahead of everybody else in the episode count by more than 2 weeks. She's leading the episode count by more than 2 weeks of episodes. And she would have been background even if she was there. You know what I mean? She wouldn't have had a big part. Even if they had her speak, she wouldn't have had a big part. And it would have burned a minimum. And from what I'm hearing, November is, they should just rename it Carvember because it's Laura Wright's 20th anniversary. Yep. And it is going, November, from what I hear, is going to be very, very, very Carly heavy and Carly centered, which makes sense with it being her 20th and with how much Frank loves her.
So with that said, it makes sense that she wasn't there for a number of different reasons. And, it is what it is. It's not that, because it's not that she didn't disrespect, that she was against Monica or Monica was against her in any way, shape, or form. It was more along the lines of just logistics. And
exactly. That's the main reason she wasn't there. Sonny, absolutely 100%. Monica never made peace with Sonny. Yep. But Carly and Sonny are not married. They are not an autonomous unit.
And East Coaster asks, what happened with the rumor about Jonathan Jackson filming scenes?
I don't know. It's very, very hard right now to get. They're filming sweeps. And Frank has shit locked down like crazy. I mean, he's even doing things like they're filming closed set stuff for things that aren't like sex scenes and stuff. They just don't want any leaks. They're doing early morning filming. They're doing late night filming. And, so I'm still trying to find out about the Jonathan Jackson. It wouldn't surprise me if they had him bring Aiden home. Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if there was a drop in. I think they should just go ahead and recast him, but I don't I don't have the money quite yet to buy ABC, Disney, GH. Someday I will be the one calling the shots, but not today, so I can just hope.
Someday we will rename ABC Broadcasting Suds and Squirt Circle Media. So
right, exactly.
Susan asked, "Do you know why Yuri was there? You know, Yuri being a background actor and
exactly.
stuff."
It would have been again. They would have. I mean, I think that Yuri would have made sense too. But again, it's somebody they have to pay, and it's also possible because with recurring actors, they don't have to come in if they're asked because they're not under contract. He could have been out of town. I don't know if he lives in LA. I don't know if he has family.
Right.
You know what I mean? We don't know. He might have been asked, but he couldn't make it work with his schedule. He could have been filming something else. There are a million reasons. And I just think while it would have been one that, oh, yeah, that's nice, it wasn't something that they're like, it must happen.
Yeah.
So
Thomas also comes up with they did set up Leslie Weber being sick, so that might be the next one in the and poor GH. They've lost 3 iconic characters in a matter of 8 months.
More than 3. Because also, I mean, Tristan Rogers, Monica Quartermaine, Chris
Leslie Weber.
Chris who played Rick Weber.
Oh,
Leslie and Leslie. You know, I mean, it's been insane. But I'm not 100%. I mean, I think they're going to kill off Leslie. I'm just not sure they're going to be. I'm not 100% sure that they're going to be. Yes, Chris Robinson. I was like Robertson, which is also what I do with my stepmother's maiden name because her maiden name is Robertson, and a million times I've said Robinson. And she's like, I've been married to your father for over 30 years. Can you knock it off? And I'm like, no, I just can't. Sorry. And I'm not being a dick. It's just I can only store so much memory, and GH history takes up more of it than her maiden name. I mean, it's possible that they're going to do something for a small thing for Leslie, and that could also be why JJ would show up because I think he would come back for something like that. You know, just a small whatever for him or for her. We'll see. I mean, Leslie hasn't been on the show in a long time too, so I think they should.
The last time she was there was in the scene with Monica with Leslie Charleston.
Long time ago, right? And I think the Leslie Monica Rick triangle was huge for GH, huge ratings winner, huge triangle. And I think that GH, I mean, I think it would be nice for GH to honor her with something. I'm just not sure they will. They might say that, she died and her family, and they'll have, Laura and Lulu and the kids go see, go have a funeral over in France.
Yeah. Well, either way, let's kind of move on because let's get into the news from GH. But before we do want to let everybody know that this episode is powered by W Energy. Go over to w.gg, use promo code Suds Media for 10% off your promo. Tonight, I actually did something really cool. Is I used my W Energy powder in a SodaStream seltzer water, and I'm doing one of their flavors, which is Galaxy Grenade, Watermelon Guava, and Lime Explosion. So check that out if you could see it. That is one of the powders, and check it out, wdubby.gg. Use promo code Suds Media for 10% off your purchase. And it is jitterless caffeine from the coffee fruit extract. That's where they get it from, and it does not give you the jitters. And believe me, I can tell. But bottoms up, folks. Not bad at all.
I was just about to take this would have been fun for you guys. I was just about to take a hit before we started from the pot vape pen my daughter gave me. And then she messaged me and asked me to pick her up from work after the podcast. So I was like, damn it. Because I do not, if I'm going to be driving, not a touch of alcohol or anything like that. So I'm like, sadly, maybe another time. Maybe during the podcast. Maybe I'll do the podcast-a-thon stoned. Maybe not. Maybe. We'll see.
Well,
I'm fun.
Either way, we did have a really great week of episodes of General Hospital. Obviously, they were tearjerkers. Give Jane Elliott the Emmy right now because she was on fire all the way up until Friday. Just the way that she the way that the character of Tracy was so vulnerable. She didn't want to talk during the ceremony. She didn't want to talk. And then here comes Drew, kind of just right out of nowhere with a big entrance in a wheelchair. And he comes up, and then Tracy's like, no, you are Drew Kane, and you are not Monica's son. And she wheels him right out.
Yeah, Jane was phenomenal. Obviously.
Yep.
I agree, Chad. Jane was phenomenal. But I'm going to say something very controversial right now. I think Burton was better.
Yes. I agree.
I did not think that I was going to think that. I mean, Jane was phenomenal. She really, really was.
Yes.
I just think Burton was better. I do. I think that this is one of the best performances he's ever turned in. And he was on point all week. Like,
he was.
Just did not miss from the moment he came down the stairs last Friday.
Yep.
Or was it last Friday when he came down? Or whatever it was, last Friday or last Thursday, whichever one it was. It was just unbelievable.
And you never
so on point.
I have to say, for all the shit that this return of Jason gets, he has shown, Steve Burton has shown more range of acting in this run than ever before. Just that, from what I've seen, from what I've been watching, Jason was always stone cold. He was the emotionless bodyguard, hitman, never really getting it unless it was, with Sam or Britt or whatever, or Carly. Just never really had that, oomph to him. But in this run, seeing him with Danny, seeing him with Scout, even seeing him with just all the different family members, him and Tracy talking, and then greeting the mourners. Like Susan says, greeting the mourners was great. Just amazing. And Steve Burton really showed his acting chops.
Oh, absolutely. And, the thing is that I will never say that Burton cannot bring it. I would never in a million years say that, because I have seen him bring it many, 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 many times over the years. However, he prefers the stuff where he gets to just have a couple lines in a scene and gets to be stone cold because it's easy. So he does prefer that kind of stuff, and he prefers the action. But he will, if he is invested in a pairing or a relationship, he will bring it in vulnerable scenes or tender scenes. He will also, what we have called since the 90s, Burton out. If it's something that he doesn't want to do, if he's something that he's not invested in, you absolutely know it. We saw it. I mean, honestly, the most recent was scenes with Sasha. Like at the beginning, when she seemed to be kind of flirty with him and he was talking to her like she was his daughter. And it was very, very disjointed. That was Steve Burtoning out and saying, nope, we're not doing this. He didn't want that pairing. So he won't sell it. But this stuff, and like he's talked about his process before about the emotion and stuff like that. It's not a lazy actor. It's an actor that thinks they get more of a say than they should. It's an actor who, he wants his way, and if he doesn't get it, but he hasn't Burtoned out in a long time. I mean, 2017 return, he was great the whole time. But I also think he was more humbled when he came back from Y&R. And he was a lot with this as well. Sasha's was the first stuff. I thought he was good in Y&R. I thought he was good in Y&R. I mean, he was a real retcon character, but he turned in great performances, and he won an Emmy there. But with, he's talked about his process about getting into the headspace, because he's one he said he can't cry on command. Laura Wright can, Finola Hughes can, and this is him saying it. he can. He has to put himself in a place of emotion. But what he said with this, he didn't have to do that. It just came very, very easy for him because of his relationship with Leslie. And it showed.
Yeah, it did. And I can agree with Cass in the chat who says, absolutely made me emotional in all his scenes. What brilliant scenes. I can tell you that, even I teared up at watching it. And that's one of the things is that when you see somebody who doesn't normally get emotional, be emotional, it affects you more. At least that's what it for me. It affects me more because of that fact. And there are a lot of actors that could cry on on demand. But either way, it was so great, especially the ending scene of Friday with him going up the stairs and the flashbacks.
It was
and you can tell that GH spent some money on this by digitizing the flashbacks. With Stuart Damon and Amber Tamblyn and just all this other stuff because, it was heart-wrenching.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I mean, I think everybody was great. I really do. I think that everybody hit it out of the park. I think everybody was really, really wonderful. I think they did a great tribute.
Yeah.
We'll get to Nathan, don't worry. I think they did a great tribute to her. I know there were people that were complaining that wanted more. They wanted, but I think I liked what they did.
Yeah, I did too. And Thomas says I give a lot of credit to actors like Lulu Michael had no relationship with the actor, but still. And that's a good thing because I was listening to this week's State of Mind podcast, and Laura Wright was the guest, first ever second guest. Or second time guest on State of Mind. At least that was released on the podcast feed.
Okay, I was going to say this. She's been on it twice, so I wonder if she was new again or if they did a repeat.
They might have just did a re-air, but either way, it was the way that she had talked about one of the scenes with Sonny, and when he was in the hospital getting his heart transplant, and she had to bring up something that happened in the past. There was a different actress that played Carly. And she said, well, I need the history behind it.
Didn't know it. Yeah, that was actually a repeat from the second time she was on. Yes, absolutely. That was like really, it was really hysterical. Yeah. Mo had no idea. He didn't remember his own history.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Chad says those flashbacks and the tribute was very beautiful, well done. And Susan says GH has been so well written and acted this last year.
I think since Quartermaine took over. I know that some of the writing has been disjointed because of the writing changes, but I think it's been on fire since February or March of last year.
Oh yeah,
I do.
Absolutely.
I do.
Has
everything been out of the park? No, but I think that they've been the best soap on the air, bar none.
So Bob says it seems like Jason is fully going to embrace the Quartermaine and no longer be Carly and Sonny all the time. I think he's distancing himself from Sonny and the mob lifestyle, but he's always going to be the one for Carly.
Again, Carly and Sonny are not an autonomous unit. Jason's relationship with both of them is different.
Yeah.
I swear to God, these people are going to make me go crazy. I'm going to lose my shit. It's not Carly and Sonny. They're not even married anymore. She's not even Corintha. They are not an autonomous unit. And Steve was just on his podcast with Bradford. He was talking about The Secret.
Yep.
And he actually said that it was very hard for him. He said, it's very hard. Keeping this secret from Carly is very hard for me and for Jason. Just like, sir. It's not like this whole thing is like Jason and Carly angst. It's gonna be very, very heavy with them. And I'm not even talking about whether or not it's gonna be romance. That's not what it's gonna be. It's gonna be that, Carly's upset and Jason's trying to fix it and make it up to her and stuff. And it's gonna be, but he's been distancing himself from Sonny, but not from Carly. And going full Quartermaine, he doesn't have to distance himself from Carly with that. She's
exactly.
Olivia is her best friend.
Yes.
Her son and grandkids that she's very close to live in that house. Her daughter lives in the apartment above the girl. It's different.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're exactly right. I will say, and Thomas, I think you have it spot on. Ever since Christina flew out the hotel window, even maybe a little bit before that, is when GH has gotten on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas says, I hope Jocelyn stands her crown to all those to have an opinion of what she should do for an occupation.
She will.
She will. She has that fire right now, that passion for the WSB. And I'm enjoying it. I think she makes a fantastic WSB agent. But we will get to that in a little bit. We didn't see too much of Joss and Vaughn this week because a lot of it was around Monica and everything. But I did. But you know what I will say? I felt like this week, and maybe it was because of the tribute to Monica being a doctor and the chief of staff and everything. This week was more hospital centered.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was Drew getting out of the hospital, go to the memorial, seeing Nathan in the hospital bed, and having him wake up and talking to Nina and talking to, a lot of, and let me tell everybody something. Willow is Nina's daughter. There's not going to be anything between Nathan and Willow, considering that's his niece.
Right. I don't understand. I'm like, and literally,
cousin.
In the previews for Monday, she introduced herself to him as his niece, and all these people are like, "Ooh, Willow and Nathan." I'm just like, what in the too far north of the Mason-Dixon line is this nonsense? Stop it.
You're right, East Coaster. The sex shaming of Joss needs to stop, and fans are being ridiculous.
She slept with 3 people. Maxie had slept with more by this point. Stop it again. It's a soap opera. I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Whew, y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. See, everybody's just pissing me off tonight. I don't even know.
All right. So, Nathan waking up in the hospital room, saying that 7 years of his life is missing. Oh, the last thing he remembers was being shot by Faison.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't understand. Even I'm at a loss for words for this. Is he just covering? Was he in witness protection? Maybe that's his cover. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if he's telling the truth. There's more to this story. And we found out that Ryan Peavy's on contract.
Yes, we did.
On Friday. I also have another spoiler that has nothing to do with this that I'll tell you guys later.
Okay. Perfect. Can't wait. We love the spoilers here.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's on contract, so he's here for the haul. And I'm not 100% sure that he's telling the truth, or that he's a good guy, or that he's not being mind controlled, or a lot of things. And I'm not 100% sure that his arrival is going to be a surprise to Britt.
Yeah, so I can understand that. I'm actually wondering if Nathan is Britt's boss.
I was wondering that too. It's possible. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see. Also, I have to give props to Cynthia Watros. Her scenes with him when she first saw him, she was amazing. And she hadn't worked with him before.
Right.
So, Dante was mind controlled, and
actually
he tried to with Jason, and so was Drew.
Yep, and East Coaster, it's 5 years ago, I think this month or this week, that Liesel, Liesel was starting to mind control Dante. So yeah, good with the history. Shallot Peel on Twitter says some people have a warped view when it comes to Josh.
Yeah.
Of course, we see it all the time.
Oh, Donna girl, you know it, because we all know why, because she's Carly adjacent. And it all comes down to that one thing. Morgan's organ. Trademark Tony.
But yeah, and you're right, East Coaster. Spoilers are great. I will say, there's another spoiler we heard through the grapevine this week, and we'll get to it a little later regarding the ending scene on Friday. But either way, with Nathan waking up, and saying that the last thing he remembers being shot by Faison, there's so many different ways they can go, whether it's mind control, whether it's he's lying and it was witness protection, whether he's got Faison's brain in him and Liesel, not even Liesel, but Britt kind of helped that together to being Peter in disguise. There's so many different stories they can go with.
Right.
And I'm very intrigued. I like not knowing what's going on. And even though I said spoilers are great, I like knowing there's different directions that they can go.
I know a lot of people think that the C to Britt was Cesar, but he was her father and she called him father. So I don't think he would have signed it C. I was wondering if it was maybe Colette.
Possibly.
I know that she's supposed to be in a black site, but if this has anything to do with WSB, bad WSB people could have gotten her out.
Yep.
And Brennan doesn't know or something. So it's possible that it was Colette.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I mean, did we ever find out what Pascal's first name was?
What was that?
Did we ever find out if Pascal's first name was his first name? If Pascal was his first name or his last name or what?
I don't know. Yeah. I'm not sure. I would assume Pascal is the first name, but that's just because of Italian, and that's my uncle was Pasquale. So
so we don't know who the C was.
Right. So it's a good mystery. East Coaster asks, is Kirsten Storm heading back soon? We don't know.
Well, she had said, so the official was that that she was not going to be back until early next year. She had also said that it was possible that she would come back to filming in November or December, depending on things that were going on that I'm not going to talk about here. She's told some fans, she hasn't released it totally publicly, so I'm not going to talk about it. But depending on things that she has going on, she might be able to come back earlier, but she hasn't said that yet.
Right.
So, yeah.
So it remains to be seen, but either way, and I love Kirsten Storms, but right now, it's like, you can't miss me if you don't go away. So, I love the character of Maxie, but give her a break, give some time. Let's focus on other stuff, because to be honest, the constant struggle of deception between Maxie and Lucy was just, I don't know, it was getting a little stale in my opinion. So, give Maxie some time off, let her go in her coma, and then we could kind of pick up on that story, especially who, poisoned her. Because that'll be a good story, and that could lead to Nathan becoming a cop again or something, if that's the way they go. I don't think
they're not going to. Right. They've already said they're not going to. I think that the only reason that they would is if she decided not to come back, or she couldn't come back right away when they had already planned her to. But they said they weren't going to, and I don't think they should. I kind of like the idea of Nathan getting to know James on his own without the Maxie complication. I think that could be really interesting.
Yep.
The Nathan of it all with James without the added Maxie stuff. But we'll see. But they're not recasting her. They've already said that. So there won't be a Maxie this year unless Kirsten Storm's coming back early.
Exactly.
So.
And And folks, I do want to point out, if you're looking at my hat, it's a Suds and Squared Circle Media hat, one of our pieces of merchandise that we do have available at merch.suds-media.com, which brings you to our Threadless page. So check that out. And we do have shirts, we have hats, we have mugs, because I'm using an official Suds and Squared Circle Media mug as well. So check that out. Merch.suds-media.com for all your merchandise stuff, and help us out. Steve says, where does it leave Spinelli? Well, who knows? We don't know.
I mean, he's still here. I mean, there's still Georgie and there's still the little one. So, and I don't think. Well, I'm not sure Cody will really have a whole hell of a lot to do. I mean, he'll have something to do with it because he's Max's brother.
I mean,
but
just the fact that James has bonded with Cody so well. East Coaster asks, how will Spinelli and Cody factor in the Nathan return? That's pretty much the only thing I could see, is because Cody and James have bonded so much that now James is gonna have his father back.
Right.
And that poor little kid, like within a matter of a month, he has his mother go into a coma, and now his father is back from the dead.
The father who he never met.
Exactly.
Because Maxie hadn't had him yet when Nathan died.
And by the way, I guess we could actually consider Ryan Pavey a friend of the show, considering he did follow us on X. So he did follow our Suds Media account. So he is a friend of the show. If that's really him, because his the display name is misspelled, but he's also been tagged by Frank Valentini and the official GH page. So I'm assuming that's him. Chad chimes in and says, as much as I'll miss Naxie, I agree it'll be good for James and Nathan to get to know each other and reestablish his sibling connection with Nina. I've been kind of waiting to see Willow meet her uncle.
Well, Steve, I mean, he was declared dead, so him and Maxie aren't. Well, Sonny was declared dead too, and they had him legally declared dead.
Yes.
And they said that him and Carly were still married. So I think that's going to be that him and Maxie are still married. Daisy, are you joking? Why are people... Are they punking me?
Daisy says, I'm thinking Britt and Jason might be endgame. I really don't think so, because I don't think that Steve Burton actually wants the Britt pairing with Jason. And all signs lead to Kelly Tebow being upset about something. So it's a possibility that could be it. Chad says, oh no, that's not him. I don't know who Yasmin is, but she said it was a bot. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've heard that he deleted it. I hadn't checked into it, so I don't know.
Okay, well, either way. I mean, he's been tagged by the official GH page, so I'm going with it until I find out differently. I know that he's very active on Instagram. But anywho, I'm really intrigued to see where this story goes, because I'm enjoying it. So Daisy says, no, I saw when the Monica death scene was chemistry. They have chemistry. I'm not going to deny that. But
right. They have chemistry, but that doesn't make them endgame.
Right.
And the whole, I want to get to that Monica death scene, but first I want to go back to the funeral with something.
Okay. Daisy says, don't be mad, Angela.
No promises.
So anyway, all right. So yes, he is very active on Insta, and I guess he has been posting a lot of Naxie videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chad.
Okay, so I wanted to go back to something with the funeral. It's been a big debate since Thursday.
All right, here we go. So, as a matter of fact, before you even go into it, we're going to use this as our what the fudge moment of the week, because we're going to basically go on the fact of what the fudge are these fans talking about? And we're going to get into this debate right now. So, Angela, take it away.
During Jason's eulogy for Monica, he talked about how when he had his first child, his son, he finally understood the unconditional love Monica had for him. Now, when he said this, Steve Burton turned his head, looked directly at Michael, Rory.
Yep.
The camera went directly to Michael. Michael was the child he was talking about. I know that Michael is not Jason's biological child. I know that. But to Jason, Michael will always be his son, will always be his firstborn child. He has said it numerous times on screen.
Mm-hmm.
In 2020, in 2017 and 2020, he said on screen that being Michael's father was the best thing that ever happened to him. He has always maintained that he will always look at Michael as his son. It's not an insult to his other children. He's not saying that that's his only son. That's not what he was saying. But the son he was talking about during that eulogy was Michael.
And
if it had been Jake, Liz was sitting right there. They could have had him look at her and the camera go to her.
And Liz even said Michael was his son.
Exactly.
So.
Everybody knows this.
Yes.
And I understand that the Jason and Liz fans, look how nice I am. I didn't even use my hater name for them. I understand that they have so very little for their fan base right now. They only have that firstborn child biologically. And they cling to it with both hands.
Right.
But the history is the history is the history. And the fact of the matter is there are a few things here. One, Michael is the only child that Jason got to be a father to as a baby for various reasons. He didn't get to be a father to Jake as a baby because Lucky was. He didn't get to be a father to Danny as a baby because him and Sam were together at first. They didn't know the baby was his. They thought the baby was dead. And then the night him and Sam got back together, he died.
Yep.
So Michael is the only child that Jason ever got to be a father to as a baby. Michael's first word on screen was Dada to Jason. This matters to Jason. He will, even though, at one point he was having an argument with Sonny once, and Sonny was like, Michael's my son, and he yelled at me when he's my son too. Always. And people are they don't have to accept it. It's fine. They can continue to be delusional. But you really just look stupid. Nobody is saying that he's not Jake's father, that he's not Danny's father. That's not what he's saying.
Even points out he's not saying he doesn't love Jake and Danny.
But Michael was the first baby he ever loved.
Yeah, exactly.
To Jason, Michael will always be his son. And that was who Jason was talking about in that eulogy. Stop being stupid.
Chad says, I was paying attention here, and even I saw the camera panning to Michael when he said that. It was intentional. Jason raised Michael. Jason has loved and protected Michael. Right. Yvonne points out Steve was even glad when Rory's friend told him that Jason was basically Michael's father.
And a few podcasts ago, Spinelli was like, well, you're Michael's godfather. He went, no, I was Michael's father.
Yeah.
And he is AJ's biological son. And Jason does not deny that. But, he's not Monica's biological child.
Yeah.
She's still, you know what I mean? Michael is his son of the heart. That's just how he is. And I know that he said that, and him saying that he regretted keeping Michael away from the Quartermaines is not him saying that he regretted being Michael's father.
Right.
It's two separate things.
Yes.
Completely.
Yep,
so
exactly.
You guys, not you guys, but the general idiots who keep doing this stupid shit.
And folks, that was our What the Fudge moment of the week, brought to you by What the Fudge Homemade Confections. If you're in the New Haven, Connecticut area or plan on traveling through, go ahead and go to whatthefudgect.com or go to facebook.com/whatthefudgect and check out what flavors you might want to check out. They have their newest flavor, pumpkin spice, along with multiple other flavors, peanut butter chocolate, chocolate lemon, which is my favorite. If you're an Italian in New Haven and you don't and you understand the chocolate lemon pie reference, that's what it tastes like. But there's so much more out there. Birthday celebration, chocolate with walnuts, chocolate without walnuts, multiple different. So check it out again. What the Fudge Homemade Confections, whatthefudgect.com or facebook.com/whatthefudgect. It's made in a cottage kitchen, so she can't ship. However, if you're in the area and you want to do a drop by and you want to pick up some fudge, reach out. The fudge is fantastic. All right. So, looks like moving on. Bob says, I guess we were right. Portia has a life. I'm assuming
That's my
pregnancy.
spoiler.
Oh, okay. Well, then we might as well get to it.
Yeah, Portia has a bun in the oven.
Yep.
Portia's pregnant. They're doing a Who's the Daddy
Between Curtis and Isaiah.
and Curtis and Isaiah. Yep. Portia is pregnant.
All right. So that was the spoiler. And
I mean, the math isn't mathing on this.
Right.
Because she was already a doctor when she had Trina.
Yes.
But hey, you know what? Modern medical miracle, alert the Vatican, all good.
But soap ages never math together when they have to.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to just the look on Trina's face when she finds out.
Yes.
I think that's going to be freaking hysterical.
Oh, yeah, it will.
Yeah.
It will be hysterical. But then again, I mean, it's going to be a very similar age gap to Jocelyn and Donna, So, or Michael and Donna for that matter. So, even still. So Chad says Portia's a hypocrite for being pissed off at Curtis for being with Jordan while she was sleeping with Isaiah, but let's hope there isn't. We know that. So, yeah, late in life pregnancies are not completely so far fetched, especially with medical, the way that's
true. But I mean, timeline wise, the character of Portia should be in her 50s.
Yes.
Because she's already a doctor, like an established doctor before she had Trina. And Trina is like 22, 23.
Right. Exactly.
So the character of Portia should be in her 50s. I don't know if that's how they have her. They may have changed something, but that's 40s is not unusual anymore. 50s is really not really heard of without serious medical intervention. And even then,
Carly was in her 50s when she had Donna. Am I correct?
No,
am I
she
not
was
correct?
Not. No.
Really? Oh,
no.
Okay.
Carly turns, I believe, 51 this year in November.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Carly was 22 in 96.
Okay.
And they haven't changed her age.
Oh, okay.
So she was in her 40s. Same with Ava.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, Carly is a few months younger than Jason and Drew.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I was a little off. Either way, I agree with Chad because here's the thing is like Portia has that guilt written all over her face. When Marshall was talking, or when Dante was asking Curtis about where he was, and he said, "Yes, I was with Jordan, at the Brown Dog, whatever." And you saw Portia like, you know what? That's my cue to leave. I'm out.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and I don't disagree with her doing that. You know what I mean? But she also knows what she was doing. So
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Just, I mean, I don't disagree with her leaving. She absolutely should have walked out on his ass a long fucking time ago. But don't act like, the wronged party. Just be like, yeah, we're good.
I mean, while Curtis and Jordan were drinking at the Brown Dog, Portia was doing the doggy style. So it's not the same. It's not the same. All right.
And I mean, I don't blame her. Isaiah is a fine, fine, fine man. But,
And if you're having a problem figuring out who your baby daddy is, we've known someone that could possibly help you with your sex life. Are you having problems in the bedroom? Are you having problems with your sex life? Well, I know just who to talk to, and that's Lori. CoachingByLori.com is where you can set up voice, video, or text sessions to talk about sex, to talk about intimacy, kinks, fetishes, taboos, fantasies, or your sexuality. You could talk about coming out and what to expect when you come out. Lori is a sex therapist and talks about your sexual health. Lori's offering all new clients 20% off their first session with the coupon code WELCOME. That's Coaching by Lori, LORIE.com. Coupon code WELCOME, WELCOME, for 20% off your first session. All right. So maybe Portia needs to call Lori and get some advice on that. So Chloe, thank you for chiming in. I think that's the first time I've seen that name on our chat. So thank you for watching, and thank you for chiming in. I wouldn't hate the idea of a Lulu Nathan hookup rather than Lante getting back together right now.
I think that's a good possibility because they're going to do a little bit of stuff. They're gonna dabble in Brooklyn and Dante for a little while.
Yep.
And Chips and Willow.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if they did a little bit of Lulu and Nathan because, it makes it messy when Maxie gets back and it, so
exactly.
We'll see. Yeah.
East Coaster says, I'm glad they're giving Isaiah something to be involved with. He was beginning to meander. And that's the truth. I mean, sometimes, we see it all the time with Elizabeth. She's kind of just a plant on set. Like, she's just there as background scenery, and Isaiah, he came in just about a year ago. He came in hot, and now I'm glad that he's actually got something to sink his teeth into. And this entire thing is going to be fantastic because not only are you going to see the divorce between Portia and Curtis, but you're also going to look at the lack of closure between Jordan and Isaiah once it comes out that Isaiah and Portia were sleeping together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be great. Chad, Nathan and Lulu, my ship brain can't process, but on a soapy level it's messy and stirs things up. The ship name, I don't go with those ship names.
What about Luna?
I mean, you could go with Luna, I guess. I mean, of course, when I think about Luna, I think of Luna Vachon, WWE Hall of Famer, but that's just me. I hate those portmanteaus of names.
They haven't said, I don't think.
No, they haven't. Daisy asked, is Isaiah related to RJ Gannon, and who is from All My Children, I believe. So, nobody's ever actually said anything about it. So, we're not sure. We're not sure. But I'm glad to see it. I want to see the great scenes where all these four characters, because they could all go. Portia, Brooke Kerr is fantastic, number one. Mm-hmm. And we know that, Donnell Turner can go. And even Jordan's portrayer, who I can't think of her name right now, Tanisha Harper, mm-hmm. And then even Isaiah's portrayer, just fantastic all around. And I'm glad to see them have a great story with the black characters in. Thank you, Chad. With the black characters in Port Charles.
Mhm.
So it's good to give them something to chew on.
Yes.
East Coaster, we know all about Luna on Bold and the Beautiful, and she is a lunatic.
Yeah, but that's Bold and the Beautiful. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we have to, we talked about Jane Elliott earlier. We have to get to the end of Friday's episode, and Jane Elliott, in typical Tracy fashion, comes out and sees the door to the Quartermaine crypt open, and she looks in. She sees somebody in there admiring the, plaques, and she says, "Who the hell are you, and why are you trespassing in our crypt?" And turn around, and it's a familiar face with a new character. Erica Slezak finally made her debut on General Hospital as Veronica Bard,
which is Monica's maiden name, Bard.
Yep. Yep.
And from what I understand, she's being called Ronnie.
Yep.
She filmed for 3 weeks, and she filmed a lot.
Yeah, because she's already offset.
Yes, she just finished up filming. But I think we're probably going to see her through November. I think she's a scammer. We'll see.
Yep.
But she's going to try to lay claim to Monica's house. But since she's not staying,
I
think that kind of,
exactly. It's great to see her in there, and there's a lot of discussion. My mother was upset that she's not Vicky Lord, but or Vicky Buchanan or whatever her last name is at this time. But you know what? Knowing that Jane Elliott pitched the story kind of allows me to be like, you know what? It's going to be good no matter what.
Mm-hmm. It is. And I really see she was great as Vicky. But what does it matter if she was Vicky?
Right.
Why would that be great? You know what I mean? Characters like Vicky are great and stuff like that when they're around their people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I kind of like her as a new character instead. If they're if they were bringing back One Life to Live and they were using this as a soft launch or something for it, that'd be something different. But
correct.
Yeah, I am. I like that she's not.
I agree. I like that she's there. I'm going to enjoy it no matter what. And just the introduction, because the way she turns around and says, "You must be Tracy Quartermaine. I've heard so much about you." Chad says, "I saw the name of Erica's character by accident on the end credits. I just don't know if she's a sister or anything like that, but what claim would she have since she's a bard?" Well, if it was Monica,
to be Monica's sister, and I have a feeling there's going to be tomfoolery with Monica's will. I think this is a scam. I think the whole thing is a scam, and I have a feeling that there's going to be like a fake will or something that says the house is hers. I just think that it's going to be tomfoolery.
And you know what Steve says? What was the point then of having Lulu write for the banner? It could have just been a red herring.
And it wasn't even a red herring. I think it was just because Frank loves to throw One Life to Live references in.
Yeah,
that was One Life to Live was Frank's baby,
and they only
he loves references to One Life to Live and keeping that universe alive.
Yeah, and you know what? And you know what? It's the same thing. We see it now in WWE where they're recycling ECW and WCW pay-per-view names for their PLEs. Last weekend was just WWE WrestlePalooza, which was a ECW name. So it's just paying homage to the shows of the past. And there's always a mention of Erica Kane because they own the IP. So if ABC decides to launch another soap, it keeps that fresh in the memory of the viewers.
And what would be the story with bringing Vicky to town for a few months? What would be
right?
I don't. this is something, that's going to shake things up for a little while. And supposedly she has more ties. I think that they're going to make her Brennan's mother, because I don't think Frank will be able to resist. I don't think he'll be able to help himself.
Well, that would be good.
Yeah.
That would be good.
And it would be good because it sets up being able to see her later, even if she's a grifter,
Exactly. Daisy said, I would love to see Erica versus Lucy and Tracy.
Oh, God, yes.
Oh, fantastic. There's a lot of ways. Hey, Kaiwan, welcome to the chat. So it looks, Kaiwan kind of agrees with you, saying, I think Monica's sister is Brennan's mom. Brennan's going to get the house for free, or Drew's going to get the house for Brennan's mom. I think Brennan has a son and his Dollar Tree deck. I have no idea what that means, but
he doesn't. Don't worry about it.
But Chris McKenna was so giddy about having to work with Erica Slezak again. Jessica Tuck, I believe that was the PI with the dog.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
No, Cassandra Pierce.
Cassandra Pierce years ago, and yes, she is now directing on GH. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, Chad says I could see that because of Chris McKenna's association with Erica Slezak. Kaiwan says my new name for Drew is Drew Edward Moore.
Because he thinks he acts like Edward, and he does.
He does, absolutely. Okay. Someone had allegedly spoiled for Chad that Veronica and Drew are supposed to be working together to get the house.
I think so. I think that this might be a Drew plan.
Okay. Yeah,
so because Monica's been sick for so long, so they knew this was coming. So Drew set it up.
And the way that Drew and Martin were talking on Friday about Tracy's going to get hers at some point almost made me feel it was Martin that set it up instead of Drew.
Right, and I think that Martin is in on it as well with the will and stuff like that.
Well, that's true, yeah. Because we know Martin needs the money. So
right.
Steve says I'd love for Olivia to get the house. I don't think Olivia will get the house. If anything, it'll go to Michael or Jason.
I think Michael or Jason, and most likely Michael. And I mean, yes, I think that it would be very, very sweet, a scene with Jane Elliott finding out that Monica left her the house, Tracy the house, and her saying it's my house. Monica gave it to me. It would be heartbreaking, absolutely. But would you two stop it? But Monica also knows that Tracy would kick everybody out.
Right.
The only way she's giving Tracy the house is if there'd be big conditions on it that she can't kick people out.
Exactly.
And I don't think she'd give it to Olivia, mainly because then it wouldn't stay in the Quartermaine family bloodline.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because Olivia could leave it to Leo or Dante.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think that Olivia isn't dramatic. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be Olivia. I think the contenders are Michael, Jason, or Tracy. But with Tracy, I think there'd be conditions, and I think the most likely is Michael. But we'll see.
I agree, because I don't think Jason would take it. I think she knows that Jason wouldn't take the house.
Jason would take it. That wouldn't mean he'd live there, but he'd take ownership of it, and he'd just let everybody else live there.
So Steve does point out that both Monica and Olivia are Quartermaine by marriage.
Right. But the house has always, Alan bought the house and gave it to Monica. The house was never like the Quartermaine family home. So giving it to Michael continues Monica and Alan's bloodline. Giving it to Jason only really continues Alan's bloodline because she's not Michael's or Jason's biological mother. She was AJ's biological mother, but the house was not. It was Monica's house. It wasn't Edward and Lila's before. They didn't raise their kids there. That wasn't what it was.
Yeah.
So I don't think that she'd care about Yeah, Michael is the
Yeah,
future of the
Michael, exactly. Michael's like the future of the show in general because he has almost every family with the exception of the Cassadines in him. He's got he's got
the
the
Spencers,
Spencer,
the
he's got the
Quartermaines.
Kurthos,
Right.
he's got the Quartermaine, he's got, you know, so Michael really is going to be that lead character. And I'm glad they have Rory in there because he is absolutely fantastic as
Phenomenal.
Michael. Chad was great, but honestly, Chad was getting a little stale, and I think he even felt it, which is why he wanted to do other project. So Rory coming in, they have a great character, a great actor playing Michael now. Again, nothing against Chad, but Rory has it.
I mean,
This is Rory's.
Right. I wasn't calling for them to get rid of Chad, but now to me, Rory is Michael.
Exactly. Yes.
That's just how it goes.
And it's kind of like the same thing with Nina. In my opinion, Cynthia is Nina now. Even though it was originated by Michelle Stafford, Cynthia has taken over that role.
And to me, and this shocked me more than it should shock anybody else, because I was I still am, a massive Sarah Joy Brown fan. Absolutely massive. But gun to my head, would I want her back as Carly and Laura Wright go? No. I don't think she could play Carly now because she didn't play the evolution of Carly. So I think that she would regress the character, like how Vanessa Marcel still plays Brenda as the brain dead freaking 20-something
she gets on my nerves.
It's that character has been stagnant since she reached adulthood. Because she hasn't, and in her defense, she didn't play the evolution of the character, but I think that's what Carly would turn into too, because Sarah Brown played Carly, and now Laura has played Carly longer than all of the other Carlys put together.
Correct.
And I can't imagine somebody else as Carly. I'd accept another Carly because they're never going to get rid of Carly, you know what I mean? But I can't imagine.
No, I can't imagine. Laura Wright is a lifer at this point.
Yep.
Nope, Chad, you're right. Rory has been so great as Michael, like Cynthia as Nina. Rory is Michael. So, and Kaiwan, we join you in saying rest in peace to Monica. So,
and to Leslie, thank you for entertaining us for all the years and decades that you did.
Yes, exactly. Just phenomenal, and just the fact that they showed so many highlights, which is great. The fact that they had, the same character, the same actors. Obviously, Amber Tamlin wasn't the only Emily, but regardless, when it came to Stuart Shaman as Alan and Monica,
wasn't Emily.
And even the scenes with Jane Elliott, younger scenes with Jane Elliott as Tracy.
I don't think Rory will submit for lead actor, but we'll get to that in a second. And did you know that Leslie was not the first Monica?
I knew that. I heard that. Yes.
For a very small amount of
Well, wasn't Monica a child when the show started, and that's why they sourced her, or it was just?
No, it was.
Oh, okay.
No.
Gotcha. Okay.
No.
But with that, since we're talking about history, we might as well get into our DeLorean because we are about to go.
We're sending you back to the future.
We're going to get into our DeLorean, and I'm going to turn it over to Professor Angela for today in general hospital history.
Okay, so we go back to September 23rd. It's 1981. Monica confronts Alan and tells him that she knows all about Susan and Jason and tells him that she's going to divorce him and fight for full custody of AJ. In 1994, Ned tries to explain his lies about Catherine to Lois and who he is. 2016, Paul confessed to Tracy that he killed Sabrina. Yep. And in 2022, Diane was attacked by the Hook Killer.
Wow, that was 3 years ago already.
Yep. September 24th, 2004, Helena put a curse on Nicholas and Emily. In 2013, Morgan and Ava hooked up. 2020, Carly told Jason and Sunny that Jack saw what happened at the cliff with Nell and had convinced her not to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2021, Nina told Sunny she would never forget the memories they made in Nixon Falls. And again, I say you had one damn job. September 25th, 1992. Jason asked Karen to wear his varsity sweater, and Robin decided to give up on her crush on him. In 1995, Stone sadly told Robin that his T-cell count had gone back down again. In 1998, Jason and Robin moved out of the penthouse and cottage hell started. In 2009, Spinelli stopped his wedding to Maxie to tell her that while he loved her, he couldn't marry her.
That was their non-wedding.
Mm-hmm. In 2015, Sam told Jake Doe about her wedding to Jason on their anniversary. And in 2024, Sidwell wanted to play a game of cards to determine if Holly, Lucky, Jason, and Anna, which of them lived. September 26th, 1996, Nancy Lee Grahn debuted as Alexis Davis. In 2002, Jax and Sky got married, and Brenda thought about her own wedding to Jax, and Louise prepared to kill Jax. In 2017, Ava promised to help patient 6 escape the clinic.
Yep.
2019, Sam killed Shiloh. In 2024, Anna and Jason kissed. September 22nd.
which threw Twitter in a frenzy.
Oh, God. Yeah. September 27th, 1985. Frisco's planned to go undercover went awry when Yank's brother Che was run over and killed. 1994, Lois had a great confrontation with Catherine. In 2002, after marrying Sky, Jax was shocked to come face to face with Brenda. And in 2006, Lucky and Jason both found out that Liz was pregnant. Now we come to today, September 28th, 1981. Benny wanted Luke to go into business with him. 1983, John Lindstrom made his GH debut as a rental car agent in 1983. Later came back as Kevin/Ryan. 1987, Robert remembered Holly as he read her letter. In 2010, Robin saw a vision of Stone while she was trapped in the well. 2021, Carly confronted Nina about keeping Sunny hidden in Nixon Falls.
Mm-hmm.
And that was I remember how Jason came in just in time to snatch her away. And they told the story about how he was actually bleeding, and they had to stop it because he was bleeding from the neck because Laura Wright's nail had caught his neck. And
yes, I remember. Yep.
So that is your time.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor Angela. That was your today in general hospital history. And it looks like we have another historian in the chat, East Coaster, saying that Erica Slezak did not originate the role of Vicky on One Life to Live. That was originated by Gillian Spencer, who played Nina Cortland's mother on All My Children. And also Gillian Spencer introduced his split personality storyline of Vicky on One Life to Live. So this is all stuff that I did not know.
Now, I wanted to go back to, he said that Rory would submit for lead actor next year at the Emmys. I don't think he will. I think lead actor next year is Burton's category. I think he'll submit for supporting. I do not think he will submit against Burton. I mean, the show could submit him, but even then, I think they'd submit him for supporting rather than, I mean, I agree that he should be in lead, but I think, that they've been saying that about Asher for like 3 months now. I don't think it's true. I haven't heard anything about that, so.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that either.
I don't know.
Other than just
literally saying it for months, and I haven't heard anything about it, and he's still there. I also don't know why he would have to leave to deal with ADHD.
Right. I mean, for example, All you have to do is go on State of Mind and talk to Maurice Bernard about,
We'll fix
mental
it
health.
right out. Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly. But
I'm just
either
saying,
way,
Ritalin, if Adderall can fix me, it can fix anybody.
But you know what? The thing is General Hospital has been fantastic. This week has been great. We really didn't see much outside of, like I said, outside of the hospital setting. We did see Felicia go over to the stables and talk to James with Cody there. And you're right, Steve. He has been on State of Mind. I agree. I remember that episode. I was kind of being facetious a little bit. But Felicia going over to the stables to talk to James about just whatever, and Cody saying, yeah, you can gallop and get ready. And I love the way that Cody has such a great relationship with James. It's great. And I like that James is I swear the kid who plays James is a fantastic little actor. He really steals the scene.
Yeah, he is. He is a really good actor. He really is.
Yeah. So Chad says, I heard that back then, but I don't know anymore at this point because they were tying it to him shooting Drew, which is probably not the case.
Yeah, I don't know that they're going to have a kid shoot Drew, but I mean, we'll see. If he was leaving to deal with his ADHD, you would think that would be something that he'd have to leave with quickly if it was at the point where he had to leave the show for it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's just one of those things that, it's just like every other post, every other day we're getting a post about how Laura Wright's marrying Wes Ramsey. So, or that she did.
And by the way, folks, that brings me to something else. I don't know how I get these notifications because I've never even subscribed to the channel on YouTube. There is a YouTube channel out there that I swear every single day posts Young and the Restless Star dead or General Hospital star dead.
I'm so sick of those people that they do that shit and then it's just for engagement and it's so fucking, these are real people.
And trust me, I report them to YouTube every single day for misleading headlines, misleading news, because I will never stoop to that. And as you can tell, yes, there are times where for our titles I'll use some clickbaity headline, but it still goes with the storyline of the show. I will never ever say that I can't stand it. It comes on my why an R actor dead or passed away or whatever. Just I haven't seen that one, Steve, saying that Josh Wicker died of a heart attack. But just be mindful, especially on YouTube and Facebook, because Facebook has a lot of people from other countries posting about Nancy Lee Grahn leaving the show or whatever. It's all bullshit. Check your sources. You can, and you know what? They're not even spoilers, East Coasters. They're not spoilers because they're just false rumors, made up crap. Report them for spreading misleading headlines. I'm sorry, that's what I do. And I've yelled at YouTube because it's garbage. It's garbage.
Yeah, it really is.
I hate that shit. So, just know that, when you come to us, we may not know everything, but you know what? We'll tell you what we do know, and we'll tell you, and we'll admit when we're wrong. But yeah, check your sources. Because even I've, gone to some of these wormholes that just are just garbage. Anyways, can we just give some props to Wally Kurth? Because Ned was fantastic this week. I know he only comes in every so often, and lately it's been for weddings or funerals, or Drew stuff, but he's just on every time. Like, he comes in for the short little stint, and it's like he never left. It's like we know the character of Ned is always around, and when GH needs him, he's there. Just fantastic. Wally Kurth is another one that he's, you know, whether he's playing Justin on Days of Our Lives or Ned on GH, he's just present and there. You know, East Coaster says my heart
he was
sinks every
phenomenal.
time
And again, he's another one who had a very
yeah.
He's another one that had a very long history with Leslie. You know, I mean, they worked together for so long. So
Yeah.
And Monica and Ned were close.
They were. I liked the little
aside
scenes
from the
that we
affair.
saw. Right, of course. I like the little scenes we saw, like between Olivia and Dante, where Olivia let all the staff have the day off, that it was only going to be family, and then Dante comes in to help her serve the hors d'oeuvres, and she's like, here, start with the bacon wrapped figs, and those are Gio's favorite. And her nudging him in the way just to kind of, you know, go out there and be a little present with with Gio, and there's a little bit softening there between Gio and Dante in Brooklyn, and it's going to take time. But.
Yeah. I liked when they called Brooklyn a dropper.
Yes. That was hilarious.
And it's just, like, I can see it.
Yep, I can too. But that's an Italian thing. Like, you can see who's going to drop something, who's going to...
Oh, God, yes. There is still... I have a child that is not allowed to carry anything.
Oh,
I worry, because she will trip, she'll drop herself accidentally.
It's the same thing with my wife. I would never trust her to carry a plate of hors d'oeuvres. So, yeah, it's the same thing. So, it's an Italian thing. Absolutely. East Coaster, saying it's time for Brooklyn, Gio, and Dante storyline to rev up and conclude. I like that there's a little bit of just angst and it's a slow burn. I don't mind it because the poor kid thought for his entire life that he had one mother, and finding out that his parents weren't his parents, and everybody lied to him his whole life, and that's a lot to take in. And the fact that they're keeping the angst there for the entire crew, I'm okay with it because that's more realism.
Well, Gio makes a decision this week, and I kind of wonder if he's going to move back into the mansion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But either way, folks, this week was just emotionally draining, and I know we talked about Monday on Monday's episode of Suds News, but I'm enjoying it, and GH has been on fire, and I say that every week, but it's the truth. And I think we've kind of covered just about everything, because this week was all about hospital stuff. I will point out.
Oh wait, we didn't talk about Britt and Jason.
I was just going there.
We have to talk about Britt and Jason. Oh, okay.
Yep. I was just going there. I like that scene because Jason comes in and Britt's like, "Are you here to fix the window?" And he goes over and fixes the window for her and opens the window or closes it or whatever it was. And then he grabs his suit and she's like, "What's that for?" And he's like, "I have a funeral to go to."
Right. And like the man looked devastated from the moment he walked in the door, and she didn't pick up on it. And he tells her, the suit, "Oh, you got a mob meeting? No, I got to go to a funeral. Oh, did somebody accidentally die?" I'm like, woman, read the room.
Yeah.
Like, totally did not. I was just like, I'm sorry. If they are building an actual romance for them and not just what I think it is, they are doing it very weirdly.
Yes.
because
Yeah. Just for her
it's
to
just, exactly,
that was one of the biggest things where she just put her foot in her mouth because
over and over and
Yeah.
over again.
exactly.
And then, like, not even a hug for the poor bastard.
No. Not even a hug, not even just
Not even like
It
a
was-
like really, like seriously. It was just,
it's
I mean,
almost like the roles were reversed.
mhm,
Because normally Jason's the stone face, emotionless person, and
right,
this was more Brit doing that.
right,
Like, what happened to all of the evolution of the Brit character? She's like reverted to the Brit,
right.
which I know that that was what made her popular, and but then to have that arc of becoming more personable.
Well, they had said, like, Steve and Kelly, sorry, her name escaped me for a second for some reason, had both said back in 2021 that they redeemed her and they cleaned her up to
Right.
pair her with Jason. That was the only reason they did it, which is ridiculous to me, because why does somebody have to be cleaned up to be paired with a hitman? But they did it with Sam, they did it with a lot of people. The only one they haven't done it to is Carly, because she can be as messy as she wants and she still gets her Jason. So, but another one with the Madonna whore complex. But yeah, they're really, I mean, she is absolutely the bridge. And it's not, I've heard the theories about how she was only so bad to Lulu because she was so upset about getting that medication and she wanted to protect Rocco by pushing him away, or having Lulu keep him away. But the thing is that she was a bitch to Lulu at the hospital before she got that medication. And she knows that, she's not like, it's not like she's trying to hide in Port Charles. People know she's there. So if there was danger, she brought it to Rocco anyway. And she was also a bitch when she was alone in the room, bitching about the sheet thread count and how Jason didn't put her up somewhere nicer. So I think this is just her character.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is that this was when Brit was most popular, was when she was a bitch. She was a love to hate.
Yeah.
And she was entertaining as that. When they tried to redeem her, they just made her whiny and pathetic. And you can redeem somebody without making them whiny and pathetic, but she didn't, or can't, or I don't know.
Right. And speaking of Brit, and this is something that, and Steve, thank you for sending me the article. I did see it earlier as well. But we had talked about how, with Brit saying that her Huntington's had been in remission, and that wasn't something real. An article actually came out just this week that Huntington's disease was treated successfully for the first time in a gene therapy trial.
Right. It's not put into remission. It slows the progression of it. It's not curing it. It slows the progression.
Yeah.
Is what it is. They haven't cured it, but yeah.
Exactly. And it's like those who have the parent with Huntington's have 50% chance of developing the disease, which until now has been incurable. The gene therapy slowed the progress of the disease by 75% in patients after 3 years.
Right.
This is in London. Professor Sarah Tabrizi, and I'm reading the article from The Guardian.
It's phenomenal. I read it. I was so thrilled. It also said that it was like a very risky, like 12 to 20-hour surgery because they have to implant it in the brain.
Yeah.
It was like, it's really crazy. I mean, it's wonderful. Science is amazing. Medicine is amazing. I love it. I love them. I love the people who come up with these, that help these people, that devote their lives to coming up with these cures. And their research, it built on other research. And it's just, I'm sorry, no money is wasted in medical research. It's just not.
No, you're right. Exactly.
It's not. Even if they don't cure, they get information from every, research project. So.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And I think she was lying to Jason about it being remission because she also was talking to Lucas and said that she was on an experimental medication, which kept her symptoms at bay.
Right.
And he said that he didn't see that. And she's like, oh, you will. So, so she wanted all those other medications to control her symptoms, but now she has her experimental medication again.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep, exactly. So that was our medical talk for this week. But I think we kind of went over everything. It was a great week as always. And folks, I'm sorry that we're not going to be here tomorrow night, but I do have to work. But either way, we will be back on Monday, October 6th at 8 p.m. in our normal time slot.
Exhausted.
Yes,
I'm moving all weekend.
I will be moving all weekend and dealing with a lot of stuff myself. But either way, folks, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. We have 211 people currently watching across all of our distribution channels. Go ahead and go over to suds-media.com, which brings you to our YouTube channel, and it goes ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Help us get to that 500. And don't forget, folks, mark your calendars for Saturday, November 8th to Sunday, November 9th, which will be our second annual 24-hour podcast-a-thon. This year, we're changing it to 3 p.m. Eastern to account for our West Coast fellows. But I'm going to announce this here tonight that James Law Jr. and Matt from the 10th floor, I'm sure it's going to be Matt and Cap, but either way, Matt from the 10th floor and James Law Jr. will be helping with some of the overnight stuff for our East Coast people because West Coast obviously is 3 hours behind us. But it's going to be nice to have them on the podcast-a-thon this year as well.
As soon as I have an answer, real quick, before I forget this, as soon as I have an answer about the feed, the East Coast 3 p.m. feed for GH, it will be on, I will pin it to my Twitter.
Okay. Hey, David, welcome. Welcome, David.
Bad news, David.
You just missed the entire show. But either way, folks, keep that in mind for Saturday, November 8th to Sunday, November 9th, 3 p.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. Eastern will be our second annual 24-hour podcast-a-thon to help raise money for Samantha's friends. And like I said, I'm putting out a challenge to everybody. Last year, we raised $350 for Samantha's friends. This year, I'm challenging our audience, our viewers, to double that donation to $700. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be collecting for a month. So starting on October 9th, which will be a Thursday, I am going to have a QR code up for people to donate to the cause for donating to Samantha's friends. We're going to donate from October 9th, culminating with our podcast-a-thon on November 9th. So keep that in mind and be generous. Let's help out the people, the veterans, and help out the people that get the service animals, whether they're first responders or veterans, and helping out Samantha's friends. David, that's a good excuse. You are excused for coming in late. He said he was Zooming with Laura and Rory, so that's fine. But anyways, folks, keep our podcast-a-thon in mind. Angela, where could everybody find you?
Brooklyn74 on Twitter, Angela Ryan Duncan on Instagram and Facebook, and of course at Parade. Hard at work, writing.
All right, and you can find me on Facebook and Twitter at Vinny Suds. At Suds Media is our Twitter for our network. I usually do a lot of interaction from that account. Also on Instagram and Threads is at Suds and Squared Circle Media. And Suds and Squared Circle Media on Facebook as well. On TikTok, it's at Suds_Media. On Blue Sky is suds-media.com. And of course, just go to suds-media.com, which brings you to our YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications bell, and help us get to 500 subscribers. Okay, folks, we are out of time. We will be back on Monday, the October 6th, at our normal time slot. So for Angela, I'm Vinny. We will be back when we have more Suds news to bring you, and that's on Monday, October 6th. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye.